Hello and welcome to I Love Our Earth's 45-minute full body stretch and strengthening routine. This is the final session of 5, and we will be doing the entire routine uninterrupted. Don't forget to drink some water and stay hydrated, and if you haven't done any cardio exercise before starting this video, I recommend doing a few jumping jacks before we begin. Hopefully you've watched my other 3 videos that break down each move in detail, because I won't be breaking them down as extensively in this video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is stand with our feet a little more than shoulder width apart, and we're going to take our right arm and put it over our head and hold this for 2 breaths. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side. Then we're going to make C's with our hands, put them above our knees, and sink down. Hold this pose for 2 breaths. Then twist your left shoulder inwards and push against your legs. Hold this pose for 2 breaths. Then twist your right shoulder inwards and hold this pose for 2 breaths. Now we're going to do a forward fold and stretch out the backs of our legs. Hold this pose for 2 breaths. Then fold over the left leg and hold this pose for 2 breaths. And on the other side, fold over your right leg and hold this for 2 breaths. Now we're going to do a sideways lunge to the left. Make sure your right leg is straight, your right toe is pointed upwards, and you're going to hold this pose for 2 breaths. Now turn and do a front lunge with your left leg forward. Make sure your knee is above your heel and at no more than a 90-degree angle. Hold this for 2 breaths. Then bring your right leg up. Make sure your right leg isn't tense and fold over your left leg. Hold this for 2 breaths. Now turn and bend your right knee with your left leg straight to stretch out the inside of your left leg. Hold this for 2 breaths. Then turn back to the same fold over your left leg. See if you can go further down than you did before. Make sure there's no tension in your right leg or the top of your left leg. Hold this for 2 more breaths. Then put your right knee on the ground and take your left arm and grab your right foot in a full lunge. Hold this for 3 breaths. Now we're going to sit and twist. Make sure your left leg is on top of your right and your right arm is on your left knee. Breathe in, and when you breathe out, turn, crack your back nicely. Then hold this for 2 breaths. Now you shouldn't have to move your feet. You can just shift back up into a forward fold position. And hold this for 2 breaths again. Now we're going to go through the same steps on the other side. So do a sideways lunge to the right. Make sure your left heel is on the ground and your left toe is pointing upwards. Hold this for 2 breaths. Now you're going to turn into a front lunge with your right leg in front. Make sure your knee is over your heel and your knee is at no more than a 90-degree angle. Hold this for 2 breaths. Then bring your left leg in and fold over your right leg. Make sure your left leg isn't tense at all, and hold this for 2 breaths. Now turn toward the front so your left leg is perpendicular to your right. Bend your left knee and extend your right leg so you're stretching the inside of your right leg. Hold this for 2 breaths. Then turn back over, bend over your right leg. Make sure your left leg and the top of your right leg isn't tense. Hold this for 2 breaths. Now put your left knee on the ground and reach your right arm up to grab your left foot in a full lunge position, and hold this for 3 breaths. Now you're going to sit and twist. Make sure your right leg is on top of your left and your left arm is on your right knee. Breathe in, and when you breathe out, twist fully behind you using your left arm to push against your knee, and then hold this for 2 breaths. Now switch around to the front, and we're going to do a butterfly. Use your elbows to push your knees down and lean forward as far as you can. Hold this pose for 3 breaths. Now you're going to extend your left leg and bend your right. Go down to where it is slightly uncomfortable. Take a breath in, then grab your toe, take another breath, and then go down as far as you can to where it's painful and take 2 more breaths. Same thing on the other side. Extend your right leg, bend your left leg. Go down to where it's slightly uncomfortable. Take a breath here. Then grab your toe and pull it back. Take a breath here. And then go down as far as you possibly can to where it's painful and take 2 more breaths in that position. Now we're going to go into a front split. Open your legs as wide as you can go, and then roll your knees backward and your hips forward a few times to loosen up. You can see if you can widen your legs even more now. Then go down to where it's slightly uncomfortable. Take a breath in, imagining that there's a straight line from your tailbone through the top of your head, and then lower down when you breathe out. Do that twice. Take a 3rd breath from that position, then do another breath where you breathe in along that straight line and out as you go down, and then take 2 breaths, fold it all the way forward as far as you can go where it is painful. Alright, next you're going to tuck your left arm under and swing your right arm over your head towards your left leg, and hold that for 3 breaths. Then the same thing on the other side. Tuck your right arm under and bring your left hand over towards your right leg, and hold that for 3 breaths. Alright, shake it out, shake out your legs, bring them together, and go down into a pike position. Hold this for 3 breaths. Now you're going to put your right ankle on your left knee and pull your leg in towards your body. On the first breath, roll your ankle in one direction, and on the second breath, roll your ankle in another direction. In the other direction. There's only one other direction. Same thing on the other side. Put your left ankle on your right knee, pull it close to your body. On the first breath, roll your ankle in one direction, And on the second breath, roll your ankle in the other direction. All right, now you're going to tuck your right knee forward and put your leg directly behind you. Roll your hips so that they're square and have your torso going straight up and down. Take 3 breaths in this position. Now you're going to scoot back onto your left knee and scoot your right heel forward to where it's slightly painful. Take a breath in, and when you breathe out, lower down a little bit. Do this 2 more times. And then on the 4th breath, just stay where you are, and it should be very painful at this moment. All right, same thing on the other side. Tuck your left knee in and put your right leg straight behind you. Roll your hips forward so that they're square and your torso is straight up and down. Hold this for 3 breaths. Now you're going to roll back onto your right knee and scoot your left heel forward until where it's slightly painful. Then you're going to take a breath in, and when you breathe out, lower down a little bit. Do this 2 more times. And then on the 4th breath, just stay where you are. Great job, everybody. Let's keep going.